friends, welcome to my channel. We will make the decorative pool on the left side of the stairs you see in the reference picture together. I hope you like it. I shared this house on Canvas with that decorative pool and it received a lot of likes. The downloads were also high. Since I didn't receive any suggestions from you and it was liked, I decided to make it. Feel free to examine the picture closely. On the left side, there is a decorative pool with fountains. Now, as much as the inZOI objects allow, we will try to make it resemble that.
I click on the wall in the build section, select the square room and place it. I move on to the half wall. I'm adjusting the measurement. I'm leaving a bit of space here. I have to leave it because it connects with the stairs and moves that way. Here I adjust the desired measurement. I switch to the full wall and delete all the walls. I adjust its height. If it had been joined with the stairs, it would have taken the height of the stairs. That's why I left a tiny gap to avoid joining it with the stairs. You will see this while decorating here. We will cover up the unpleasant view here. Now, as you can see, I'm measuring it as I want. If you combine this part, you can't do this. It automatically takes the height of the staircase you combined here. Now I will cover this. At some point, I'm thinking of making a video about special coatings. I will try to help with all the details on how to use special coatings, how to add them to the game, and where you can download them from. Now I clicked on my paintbrush here. I'm opening my own texture archive. From my own texture archive in the appearance of pool water. Yes, if you make this texture exclusive to me, when others download your houses, these single textures won't take up space on their computers, but your textures will download along with the houses. But as I said, it won't take up space in their files. When I say public texture, many textures will download with the downloaded house. It might download repeatedly, multiple times. This will create texture clutter, megabyte clutter for those downloading the houses. That's why I prefer this. If you are creating your own house and won't share it on Canvas, you can use this too. I said okay and covered the floor with it. Now I need to give its measurement. What are we doing? First, I set the brightness to the maximum because it's water. Now I'm giving the pattern measurement. I set the highest setting that the coating can handle. I'm trying to capture a nice visual with horizontal movement. I balance it with a vertical movement. Since plants will be placed here, it won't be too overwhelming. Now I'm saving these measurements. Pattern scale 93. I come to this side. I cover the side in the same way and give the pattern scale the same number. Yes, this part is done now.
Now we move on to the second stage. I'm coming to the furniture section. I select the living room and from the rugs, I choose the organically shaped carpet and place it here. You can place it in whatever shape you want. Now I will shrink it. I want to give the appearance of a water flow. Now the game doesn't directly allow this. You can do it by pressing the Alt key, free scaling with the Alt key. If you also press Shift, it scales proportionally, but we don't want that. In fact, we want to extend this. Again, I'm extending it by pressing the Alt key. From here, by holding down the Alt key like this. Now I'm copying this. I'm rotating it this way to achieve harmony. Again, I'm pressing the Alt key. I'm doing this to capture the harmony in the water flow. Here, slightly to the left. Here, I hold down the Alt key, press the right click of the mouse and rotate it little by little. Because I want the water to flow in this direction for the decorative pool I created. Yes, I find this compatible and sufficient. I confirm with a left click. Now we will apply the same texture to the rug and capture the water visual. I'm copying it, doing it for the second one as well. Here we need to bring the brightness to the maximum to create a reflection, to capture the water image. Pattern. The scale on this is higher compared to the other platform we made. I'm trying to lower it by looking at that one, but it gets messed up. What can we do? We can enlarge the pattern scale on this. They need to be compatible with each other. This seems good. Now I'm copying this with Ctrl+C. For the side part of the platform, I'm copying and applying it with Ctrl+V. This stage is complete. Now it's time for the landscaping. What have we used in our reference image? There's a tree there. Now I'm in the furniture section again. I'm coming to the outdoor section, stones. I'm in the furniture section without going onto the platform. I'm coming to the outdoor section.
Stone. I will prefer large stones here to give a source image effect. By using large stones like this, I both camouflage the platform and create a source image as if water is emerging here. I try to arrange the stones accordingly to achieve a natural appearance. I am doing all of this by pressing the Alt key, friends. Now I will support this area with medium-sized stones and naturally separate it from the stairs. We'll make it as natural as possible with medium-sized stones. Let's add some small stones as well. Friends, the more effort you put into a task, the more quality and stylish visuals you will achieve. Now I will talk about a little trick here. What is our trick? We laid the large stones like this. With the small stones, we will give the impression that it is going downward. Now from here on, I continue with medium-sized stones. Try not to place the same stones together to maintain a natural and realistic appearance. Now look, we will give the impression of going downward in this way.
We laid our stones. We tried to achieve a natural look as much as possible.
Now let's place our plants. By holding down the Alt key, I place our plant on the platform and do not leave it alone. I'm adding a broad-leaved palm from the flowers section for a more natural look. I'm also adding an elephant ear. I'm trying not to cover the branches at the root part completely. It's important that they don't get fully covered. I'm placing it among the stones here without closing this area. I'm placing these near the water. Look, such a sweet visual is starting to form. I'm placing the broad-leaved palms among the stones towards the outer part again. We always do this by pressing the Alt key. I would like to place it here too, but since there will be light here, for example, when we place it here, what does it do? It blocks the view quite a bit. That's why I prefer a plant like this there, shorter to create a natural look among the stones. A small shrub, one more over here. See how much it naturalized, did you see? We need to adjust the number and proportion well. If you put too many, you can't achieve a realistic look. Again, by embedding the shrubs between the stones, I'm trying to create a natural look among the stones. So a bit of stone is visible, a bit of plant.
Look how natural it looks. There's something missing here, isn't there?
Now we immediately place a shrub there as well. Yes, let's continue. It's not finished yet. With this elephant ear, without completely covering the stones, closer to the inner parts near the water, we're trying not to ruin our visual. Closer to the inner part like this.
Yes, to achieve balance, one here and one there.
It seems like this spot also wants one. See how it looks without it, but when we place it, what do? A bit more inward. Yes, now it looks very elegant.
Now this seems sufficient. I find it sufficient. The fountains.
Let's place it. The fountains are in the leisure section, the special effects area, and fountain A. I'm placing one fountain A over here. I'll put it a bit towards the center since the light will be coming.
At the end, we will look at the day and night view. We will test the lighting. How does it look?
Now we can move on to the lighting. I'm selecting the light from the environment section. While holding the Alt key, I press Shift. I place it with a left click and continue placing. Yes, I placed them at intervals by estimation. Now let's put the lights for the decorative pool. I chose the lamp with a lot of shapes and a stand,
because it will be buried and disappear. Let's place this now by darkening the atmosphere so we can see what effect it leaves. Yes, again, holding the Alt key, holding Shift, I continue without releasing. Where do I want to illuminate? For example, it would be nice to have some light here. I move away a bit. It would be nice here. One here. We have a gap here. We can both camouflage it and beautifully illuminate our decorative pool. Since we have sequential lights on the right side, this side didn't need much, but we need to place it to maintain balance. Look, when we don't place it, that plant isn't illuminated. But when we placed this, it highlighted the plant. Did you see?
Now where else do we have such a plant? There's also one here. Let's bring this one out too.
Yes, but the lights are too exposed. What can I choose instead? I will choose this. We wanted to illuminate this. This area definitely needs light. This area needs it too. Let's put one here as well. If we could light this area a bit. This place needs it too. Like where this plant is. Yes, friends, let's do it right. Let's see how it looks with the house. If you could write in the comments whether you like it or not. Also, friends, what should the next video be? What should we shoot? If there are things you want to ask, you can ask. I'll try to help as much as I can. It looks very nice. Now let's see it during the day too.
Thank you very much for subscribing, following and watching. Goodbye for now. See you in the next video.